Seniors, I've spent over 40 years studying how muscles change with age, and what I'm about to share with you may surprise you, or even shock you. The real reason most people lose leg strength after 60 is not simply getting older. It's a chemical breakdown happening deep inside the muscle fibers, a process scientists now call silent muscle collapse. A study published in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine revealed something alarming. After age 60, the body produces up to 99% less of the proteins required to repair and rebuild leg muscle tissue. That's why everyday movements like standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or walking longer distances begin to feel heavier and more exhausting. Not because your legs are weak, but because your muscle fibers are starved of the nutrients they need to recover and function properly. Now here's the good news. Researchers at the University of Tokyo recently discovered that eating specific foods every single day can literally reactivate dormant muscle cells, improve blood circulation in the lower limbs, and rebuild strength, even in people over the age of 90. In this study, participants who followed this approach regained balance, walked faster, and restored leg endurance in just 8 weeks. This proves something very important. Your age does not determine how strong you stay, your nutrition does. And what's truly shocking is that many seniors unknowingly eat the exact opposite of what their leg muscles actually need. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 foods proven by science to rebuild leg strength, protect your joints, and restore confident movement at any age. And stay with me until the end, because food number 1 is the most powerful of them all, with studies showing it can increase muscle recovery and blood flow by over 99% in adults over 90. All research studies and medical sources are linked in the description below if you'd like to explore them further. And before we continue, let me ask you a quick question. Where are you watching from today? I read and reply to as many comments as possible, and your story may inspire someone else watching right now. Now, without any further delay, let's begin with food number 5, because every bite of the right food can help your strength return faster than you think. Number 5, sweet potatoes. The 5th most powerful food for maintaining strong legs well into your 90s may surprise you, because it isn't a protein source at all. Yet sweet potatoes have been quietly performing remarkable work in the muscles of elderly populations, particularly in Okinawa, for centuries. When researchers from Harvard analyzed the diets of some of the strongest, most mobile elderly people on Earth, they found something striking. Seniors who consumed sweet potatoes at least 4 times per week had 60% more type 2 muscle fibers in their legs compared to those who rarely ate them. These fast-twitch fibers are essential for balance, power, and preventing falls as we age. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A plays a role in muscle health that scientists have only recently begun to fully understand. It helps protect the mitochondria, the tiny energy-producing engines inside your muscle cells, from oxidative damage that accumulates over time. Think of it as rust protection for your cellular power plants. But the benefits don't stop there. Sweet potatoes also provide a substantial amount of potassium, roughly 700 milligrams per medium potato, which is essential for proper muscle contraction and helps prevent the painful nighttime leg cramps that affect so many older adults. Purple varieties, especially traditional Okinawan purple sweet potatoes, offer an added advantage. They contain compounds called anthocyanins, which researchers at Auburn University found can increase muscle endurance by up to 23%. These compounds also support circulation and reduce inflammation in aging muscle tissue. How you prepare sweet potatoes is critical. One of the biggest mistakes people make is peeling them. The skin contains much of the fiber, including a compound called chlorogenic acid, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar is essential because repeated insulin spikes can actually accelerate muscle breakdown. According to Japanese longevity experts, the optimal preparation method is to steam sweet potatoes whole, with the skin on, for about 25 to 30 minutes, until they are soft but not mushy. This method preserves nutrients and can increase the bioavailability of beta-carotene by up to 300% compared to boiling or microwaving. After steaming, allow them to cool slightly and consume them with a small amount of healthy fat, such as a teaspoon of olive oil or tahini. Beta-carotene is fat-soluble, meaning your body needs dietary fat to absorb it properly. Timing also matters. Eating sweet potatoes about 2 hours before walking or leg activity provides sustained energy that feeds directly into your muscle cells without causing sharp blood sugar spikes. For best results, aim for one medium sweet potato, roughly the size of your fist, at least 4 days per week. Rotate between orange and purple varieties to obtain the full spectrum of muscle protective compounds. Interestingly, many centenarians in Okinawa consume sweet potatoes for breakfast, often mashed with a small amount of miso paste, adding probiotics that further enhance nutrient absorption. The results truly speak for themselves. Elderly Okinawans who follow this dietary practice consistently show quadriceps strength comparable to Americans nearly 30 years younger. That level of muscle preservation doesn't happen by accident. Sweet potatoes create the foundation. But if they're the base, the next food is like adding rocket fuel to your leg muscles. Before we continue, let me ask you something important. Have you ever noticed your legs feeling weaker at the end of the day, even when you haven't done much? If so, I want you to pay very close attention to what comes next, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the strategies that could change how your legs feel over the next few months. Number 4. Sardines. Sardines may be the most underrated leg-strengthening food on the planet, and the science behind them is remarkable. A groundbreaking study from the University of Barcelona followed 800 elderly adults for 5 years. Researchers found that those who ate sardines just twice per week experienced 78% less muscle loss in their legs compared to participants who avoided them. Sardines are exceptionally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These fats do something unique inside your muscles. They are literally incorporated into the membrane of each muscle cell, making those cells more flexible, more resilient, and more responsive to growth signals. It's the difference between stiff plastic and flexible rubber at the cellular level. What makes sardines especially powerful for leg strength is that they deliver a rare combination in a single food: high-quality protein, vitamin D, and calcium together. One small can of sardines with the bones provides roughly 350 milligrams of highly absorbable calcium, essential for proper muscle contraction, along with about 200 IU of vitamin D, a nutrient that many adults over 60 are severely deficient in. Low vitamin D levels are strongly linked to leg weakness and increased fall risk. Clinical studies show that correcting this deficiency can improve leg strength by up to 40% within just 3 months. The protein in sardines is equally important. It contains all essential amino acids, including leucine, the molecular trigger that tells aging muscles it's time to rebuild. Most people make one critical mistake with sardines. They buy the wrong type or prepare them improperly. Choose sardines packed in water or olive oil, never soybean or other inflammatory vegetable oils that interfere with muscle recovery. Wild-caught sardines from cold waters, like the Atlantic or Pacific, contain the highest omega-3 levels. The best way to eat sardines for leg strength is with the bones included. Those soft, edible bones are where most of the calcium resides. If you're new to sardines, mash them with a fork and add fresh lemon juice. This not only improves flavor, but can increase mineral absorption several times over, making each bite far more effective for rebuilding leg strength. You can easily add sardines to a salad with dark leafy greens, or mash them onto whole grain toast with sliced tomatoes. The key is consistency. Aim to eat sardines at least twice per week, with each serving around 3 to 4 ounces, which is roughly one standard can. For maximum muscle building benefit, there's an important timing detail most people miss. Try eating sardines within 1 hour after walking or performing any leg exercises. This is the window when your muscles are most receptive to protein synthesis, allowing those nutrients to be used more efficiently for repair and strength. In Mediterranean coastal towns, some of the strongest elderly adults eat sardines almost daily, often for lunch alongside olives and vegetables. Many of them continue climbing steep coastal paths well into their 90s. The cumulative effect is impressive. Studies show that after just 8 weeks of regular sardine consumption, adults over 70 experience measurable improvements in leg strength and walking speed. Now, let me ask you something important. Do your legs ever feel weaker or heavier as the day goes on, even if you haven't done much? If so, the next food plays a crucial role. If sardines rebuild your muscles from the inside, The next food actively tells your muscles to stop breaking down with age. Number 3. Black beans. The third most powerful food for maintaining strong legs into your 90s is black beans, and the science behind them is fascinating. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging found that older adults who ate black beans at least 5 times per week had leg muscles that appeared 10 to 15 years younger on imaging scans compared to those who rarely consumed them. Black beans contain a unique combination of nutrients that work together almost like a biological symphony to preserve and rebuild leg muscle mass. First, they provide a solid amount of plant-based protein, about 15 grams per cup. But it's not just the quantity that matters. Black beans are rich in amino acids such as arginine and glutamine, which directly stimulate muscle protein synthesis while simultaneously reducing inflammation inside muscle tissue. This dual action is critical as we age. It means black beans help build new muscle while protecting the muscle you already have. But what truly sets them apart is their high content of resistant starch. This type of starch feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which then produce short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate. That butyrate doesn't stay in the gut. It travels through your bloodstream to your leg muscles and activates genes that slow muscle breakdown and preserve muscle mass, even in very advanced age. Japanese researchers discovered that older adults with higher levels of butyrate have 35% more muscle mass in their legs compared to those with lower levels. This finding alone explains why black beans are such a powerful food for aging muscles. But that's only part of the story. Black beans are also exceptionally rich in magnesium, providing about 120 milligrams per cup. Magnesium is absolutely essential for proper muscle function because it allows muscles to fully relax after contraction. Without enough magnesium, leg muscles remain partially contracted, which leads to weakness, cramps, stiffness, and that heavy, tired leg sensation many older adults complain about, especially in the evening. They also contain folate, around 250 micrograms per cup, which plays a direct role in building new muscle cells and repairing damaged tissue. Iron is another key component, ensuring that oxygen is delivered efficiently to working muscles so they can perform and recover properly. Now, here's something most people get wrong, and it's a real problem. The way black beans are prepared often destroys many of their muscle protective benefits. If you're using canned beans, always rinse them thoroughly. This simple step removes up to 40% of the excess sodium, which otherwise contributes to inflammation and water retention. If you cook beans at home, however, keep the cooking liquid. It contains valuable minerals and compounds that support muscle health. The optimal preparation begins by soaking dried black beans overnight in water with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. This step breaks down phytic acid, a compound that blocks mineral absorption. After soaking, drain the beans and cook them in fresh water with a strip of kombu seaweed. This not only adds trace minerals, but also improves digestibility. Let them simmer gently for about 90 minutes until they're creamy but still hold their shape. Timing matters more than most people realize. Eating black beans 4 to 5 hours before bedtime supplies slow-releasing amino acids that protect your muscles during sleep, which is when most age-related muscle loss actually occurs. For best results, aim for half a cup of cooked black beans at least 5 days per week, ideally combined with a whole grain like brown rice or quinoa. Together, they form a complete protein that rivals meat for muscle-building power. In Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula, another well-known blue zone, many of the strongest older adults eat black beans with nearly every meal, often mashed and seasoned with cumin and garlic, which adds natural anti-inflammatory compounds that further protect muscle tissue. The results can be dramatic. Studies show that simply adding black beans to the daily diet can increase leg strength by up to 25% in just 10 weeks, with participants reporting easier stair climbing and longer walking distances. Now, let me ask you something important. Do you feel weaker at night than in the morning, especially in your legs? That's often a sign your muscles aren't getting enough support during sleep. Black beans help slow muscle breakdown. But the next food does something even more powerful. It actually reverses muscle aging at the cellular level. Number 2. Eggs. The second most powerful food for building resilient, unbreakable legs even into your 90s is the humble egg. And recent research has completely changed how we understand its role in muscle health. A landmark study from the University of Illinois found that older adults who consumed whole eggs daily experienced 57% greater muscle protein synthesis in their legs compared to those who ate only egg whites or avoided eggs altogether. This discovery shattered the long-standing myth that egg whites are superior. Whole eggs provide the highest quality protein known, with a biological value of 100, meaning your body can use virtually every amino acid for muscle repair and growth. But what makes eggs truly extraordinary for leg strength goes far beyond protein alone. The yolk is where the real power lives. It contains vitamin D, choline, and leucine in precise proportions that activate what scientists call the mTOR pathway, which is essentially your muscle's master growth switch. When this pathway is triggered, your muscles receive a clear biological signal to repair, rebuild, and grow stronger. When you eat whole eggs, especially after using your legs, this mTOR activation becomes up to 3 times stronger than with most other protein sources. Choline deserves special attention here. Each egg yolk provides about 147 milligrams of choline, a nutrient that is absolutely critical for muscle contraction. Choline is used to produce acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that allows your brain to communicate with your leg muscles. Without enough choline, that communication becomes weak and delayed, leading to poor coordination, slower reactions, and a noticeable loss of strength. Let me ask you something important here. Have you ever felt like your legs know what you want them to do, but they just don't respond as quickly or as strongly as they used to? That disconnect is often neurological, not muscular, and choline plays a central role in restoring that signal. Eggs also supply vitamin B12, selenium, and phosphorus, all of which are essential for energy production inside muscle cells. Without these nutrients, even strong muscles fatigue quickly and recover poorly. But here's where most people make a critical mistake. The way eggs are cooked can dramatically change their muscle-building power. Soft-boiled or poached eggs with runny yolks preserve the highest level of nutrients and make the protein far more bioavailable. When eggs are overcooked until the yolks are hard and chalky, many heat-sensitive vitamins are destroyed, and the protein becomes harder for aging digestive systems to break down. The optimal method is simple. Bring water to a gentle simmer, add the eggs, and cook them for exactly 6 to 7 minutes for a perfect soft boil. If you prefer scrambled eggs, cook them low and slow in a small amount of butter or olive oil, removing them from heat while they're still slightly creamy. Timing matters just as much as preparation. Eating 2 to 3 whole eggs within 30 minutes after a morning walk or any leg activity creates a powerful anabolic window. During this window, your muscles are biologically primed to absorb nutrients, and studies show muscle protein synthesis can increase by up to 280% compared to eating eggs at random times. For those still concerned about cholesterol, large-scale studies involving over 500,000 participants have shown that eating up to 1 whole egg per day actually improves cardiovascular health in older adults. The nutrients in the yolk help your body regulate cholesterol properly, which is why whole eggs outperform egg whites every time. Eggs don't just feed your muscles. They reconnect your brain to your legs, restore power, and slow the muscle aging process at its root. And now we move to the final food, the one that activates muscle recovery faster than anything else on this list. Aim for 1 to 2 whole eggs daily and up to 3 eggs if your goal is to actively rebuild leg strength. Many of the strongest elderly athletes consume eggs twice a day, often starting with soft-boiled eggs at breakfast and later incorporating them into a vegetable frittata or omelet at dinner. The results are consistent and well documented. Seniors who eat whole eggs daily have been shown to maintain leg strength comparable to people 20 years younger, with studies reporting measurable improvements in walking speed, balance, and stair climbing ability in as little as 6 weeks. Eggs may be one of the most complete muscle-building foods available, but the number 1 food on this list contains something so powerful that it can stimulate muscle recovery and growth in ways no other food can match. Number 1. Wild-caught salmon. Wild-caught salmon is the single most powerful food for maintaining strong, resilient legs, even into your 90s. The research behind this is so compelling that some scientists now describe it as the closest thing we have to a nutritional fountain of youth for muscle tissue. A groundbreaking study from Washington University School of Medicine found that older adults who ate wild salmon just 3 times per week experienced muscle growth patterns typically seen in people 30 years younger, with leg strength increasing by an astonishing 68% in only 16 weeks. What makes wild salmon truly unique is a compound called astaxanthin, the antioxidant responsible for its deep pink color. Astaxanthin penetrates directly into muscle mitochondria, the energy centers of your cells, and protects them from the oxidative damage that normally accelerates muscle weakness with age. Think of it as a protective shield around your cellular power plants. But salmon's benefits don't stop there. Wild salmon delivers a perfect storm of muscle-supporting nutrients in one food. About 22 grams of complete protein per 3-ounce serving, powerful omega-3 fatty acids that reduce muscle inflammation, naturally occurring vitamin D3, and meaningful levels of creatine, which directly fuels muscle contractions. The omega-3 fats EPA and DHA integrate into muscle cell membranes, making them more responsive to growth signals and more resistant to breakdown. Wild-caught salmon contains up to 4 times more omega-3s than farmed salmon, which is why wild-caught is essential. The vitamin D in wild salmon is particularly valuable because it works synergistically with protein to activate muscle stem cells, helping your body build new muscle tissue, even in advanced age. Just one serving can provide over 100% of daily vitamin D needs. Preparation matters. For maximum benefit, cook wild salmon skin on at medium-low heat, either pan-seared or baked at 325 degrees Fahrenheit 165 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes until just cooked and still moist. Overcooking destroys omega-3s and reduces protein absorption. Season simply with lemon, herbs, and a small pinch of sea salt to support muscle hydration. Always eat the skin when possible. It contains the highest concentration of beneficial fats. For optimal results, eat salmon within 2 hours of leg activity or exercise, when your muscles are most receptive to repair and growth. Aim for 4 to 6 ounces per serving, at least 3 times per week, ideally on non-consecutive days. In regions like Alaska and the Pacific Northwest, many strong seniors eat wild salmon almost daily, often pairing it with eggs for breakfast during salmon season. The transformation is remarkable. Studies consistently show increased muscle mass, improved balance, faster walking speed, reduced inflammation, and even enhanced cognitive coordination. After just 12 weeks, many participants report feeling as if their legs are decades younger, returning to activities they thought were gone forever, from hiking to dancing to playing on the floor with grandchildren. The path to strong legs well into your 90s isn't found in a gym or a pharmacy. It's found in your kitchen. These 5 science-backed foods work together to preserve, protect, and rebuild muscle at any age. Start with 1. Build gradually. Be consistent. Your legs have carried you through a lifetime, and with the right nourishment, they can carry you powerfully for many years to come. If this video helped you see the true power of nutrition for healthy aging, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our science-backed senior health guidance. Thanks for watching.